Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Finest Hour, and this was created by Namco in 1989 and only released in Japan. Thank God, because the title is completely misleading. This game is not Namco's Finest Hour, it is their worst hour. And this is the worst game I have ever seen from Namco. This is a terrible, terrible game. It is a scrolling run and gun type of game in which you are a mecha and you have to shoot other robotic and organic creatures on alien planets. This game was suggested by YouTube user Namcotenterprises, so you can thank him for this for this video of a crappy game. Actually, yeah, this game really is bad, and there's just so many things that this game needs, and it doesn't have, that so many games of the same kind of genre had. All you do is you just scroll to the right and just blast away enemies. There are no power-ups of any kind. You have this kind of unnecessary crosshairs in front of you, and when you approach an enemy, the crosshairs will move on their own to the enemy, and it's just totally useless. You don't really need it. Well, sometimes there will be enemies in the air, and the crosshairs might appear on them, and then when you press the fire button, you will shoot at the crosshairs. So maybe, I guess it is kind of useful, but you don't move the crosshairs yourself. But you have two major meters you need to pay attention to. One is it's like your coolant or something, and that's when you press the secondary button, you will jump, and you will have a jetpack to allow you to hover in the air a little bit, as long as you have some blue left in that coolant type of meter. And you have a timer, and if the timer runs out, then your coolant will be broken, and that will cause your energy meter to start to fill all the way up. And when that fills all the way up, well, that's your temperature meter, I think it's called. When that fills all the way up, then you will lose a life. Well, your game will end. You don't have any lives, just one. You will be allowed to continue. But this game is just terrible. That's all there is to it. You just rush to the right. If you tap to the left or right twice real quick, you will run. Now notice that you have a lot of time on this stage. Each stage will be replayed once, basically. Well, most of the stages. We'll look at that as we get there. But there are areas, and each area has a round, and the rounds are named after the band Rush songs, which is about the only neat thing about this entire game. I would recommend on this very first stage that you take your time. You have plenty of time. Just inch forward until you see an enemy, and never lay off the fire button. Just keep blasting. See, when you take a hit, your temperature gauge starts to fill up at the bottom. Or yeah, it starts to fill up with like red, or no, excuse me, green, but it will eventually become red. If you let it fill all the way up, you will die, or you will stop functioning. If you fail to use a continue, then you will blow up. See, my blue meter filled back up. Now I can use it up to jump, or jetpack. There will be a mini-boss halfway through this stage. You can land on the other side of him. He's a cannon, and he won't turn around to shoot at you. So shoot him from behind. Fly right over him. It sucks that he can shoot you when he's off screen. You'll see his shots. But once you see those shots, start jumping and go right over his head, then turn around and blast him. But there is just not much to this game. Namco really dropped the ball on this one. This is definitely one of their worst. And it's such an ironic title, Finest Hour. And here is another boss that you really don't have to destroy. You can fly right over them. They can shoot you from behind too, though. I'm gonna get out of here. Maybe I decided to stay and shoot him. You know, I don't have enough energy to. Ooh, that was lucky. I didn't think I'd have enough energy to survive a fight with him. But notice that if you stall, the energy or the temperature gauge will start to cool back down a little bit, little by little. And if you can stall as much as you like, but note that not on every stage will you have as much time as you did on this one. Yeah, screw you. This is not your finest hour, Namco. Well, now we go to the second part of this round. And this round was called Middletown Dreams. Now note that not Russia's most popular songs are named in this game, which kind of sucks. I would have liked to have like Fly By Night or Tom Sawyer or Limelight or something closer to the heart or something. But no, the songs in this game are Middletown Dreams, Distant Early Warning, Subdivisions, and Grace Under Pressure. And once you beat all those rounds, then you repeat them once. Just like in Ghosts and Goblins, where you have to repeat all the levels once you play through them. But yeah, note that my temp gauge is red. Try to let it cool down if you can, but on this stage, you really don't have that much time. And again, when your time runs out, oh, I hate those blue robots. They take a lot of shots to bring down, and they do not leave you alone. Once your timer runs out, then that blue coolant gauge, the coolant breaks. You can still fly, but your temperature gauge will start to fill up, and once it fills up, you die, or you have to spend to continue. Yeah, this game is just really dull. It's lame, and it's noisy. If you play this, turn down the volume. If you put on a MAME cheat... Yeah, no, not that guy. Leave me alone, folks. I want my temperature gauge to cool down. Leave me alone. If you kind of veer off the path that you're supposed to go, and there will be some labyrinth type of levels, there will be arrows that tell you which way you need to go. And there's that cannon again. I wanted to fly behind him and shoot the cannon, but I'm getting besieged by that stupid blue robot. Leave me alone, crap. Well, the machine has overheated. Yeah, the radar system was broken and blah, 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 blah. You need to spend to continue. You can choose not to. Select whichever you like within the limits in blah, blah, blah seconds. There's some bad Engrish in this game. Do you hope or do you fear? If you choose not to continue, it says bye-bye. And you blow up. Game over. My wife and friends are waiting for me at my hometown, but now I'd like to pause. Huh? But I gotta put in my initials because I made the list. This is a terrible, terrible game. I didn't even make it really through round 1. I was almost at the end. We'll look at least snippets of the remaining rounds. And here's me choosing to continue. Rush, it said in the bottom right, which is the band name, the band responsible for the song titles Middletown Dreams, and like I said, Distant Early Warning, Subdivisions, and Engrish Under Pressure. But I'm going to finish off round 1, which again was 2 levels. There we go. You got a bonus for time remaining. And again, if you run out of time, then your temperature gauge will start to rise. And that's not good, because once it's filled up, then you have to spend a continue. Distant Early Warning. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these song titles. I think they were song titles and not album titles. I'm not a huge Rush fan. From this stage and thereon, there will be these little cannons or drones that take shots at you in the air. And they are controlled by some larger drone, and you have to destroy it to destroy all of them. And they get very annoying because they will constantly shoot little lasers at you, like here. They don't make your temperature gauge or damage meter or whatever rise very quickly, but they're still very annoying. And if you have multiple enemies besieging you at once, note that your crosshairs may not go where you want them to. You might be taking on a different enemy than you wanted to. But yeah, that very first round that I was on, I had lots of time. After that, you don't get nearly as much time. And that blue robot, again, boy, does he annoy me. He does not leave you alone. Sometimes it is effective to duck under a robot's fire, and sometimes they shoot you more at an angle if you duck. So sometimes it's not a good strategy. I had definitely never heard of this game before. And yeah, it is terrible. This game just needs so much. I'm just gonna fly right over that mini-boss. Such an awful, annoying, noisy game. Just terrible. Yeah, the blue robot might be one that you can duck under their shots. I'm just gonna scoot forward now. And we're gonna see me beat round 2 here. If you have MAME cheat on infinite jetpack power, or whatever it's called, you can find some funky graphical glitches. At this point, I put on infinite energy or something so that my damage meter won't fill up, just so I could zip through the remainder levels quickly. But yeah, there's numerous flying enemies that can really damage you if you touch them, like that yellow orb there. Yeah, this is just a mini-boss. You don't have to fight the mini-bosses. You could just fly right over them and run past them. It's probably a better strategy. Oftentimes, if you're facing a mini-boss or a regular boss, even when there's no other enemies, your crosshairs might not want to work right. They might not go right on the sensitive part of the enemy that you're trying to exploit or destroy to kill the boss. Let's just get the hell out of this stage. Just a terrible, terrible, terrible game. Well, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I haven't really been able to do much because it's been rainy. Certainly need to mow my lawn. It's growing out of control, but I haven't had a nice day in a while. I think this next weekend it's supposed to be cloudy but not rainy, so I'll mow it then. And yeah, this is round 3, Subdivisions. I think I had heard of this before from Rush. I'm not a big fan of Rush, but I like some of their stuff. Like I said, like Fly By Night, Tom Sawyer, Limelight. I like those. Closer to the Heart's okay. Now this is the maze-like one. You'll sometimes be required to use your jetpack. And I put on infinite jetpack, I think, in this part. But yeah, your jetpack meter will start to drop as you use your jetpack. And you'll want to look out for those arrows that say course. And they'll tell you which direction you need to go, because this is a labyrinthine and you can kind of get lost. You'll need to use your jetpack to fly up to higher ledges sometimes. And you'll need to find the exit. Yeah, that blue robot is really annoying. It takes forever to kill, and he won't leave you alone. There. You take this elevator. You can be harassed by enemies while you're on the elevator, so watch out. Yeah, Namco has had a lot of big hits over the years, and this is as far from a hit as you could possibly get. I think this is their worst game. They've had some not very good games for sure, but this one is just flat out awful. And calling it Finest Hour is as misleading a title as you could possibly get. I guess I gotta fly up this way. Nope. The arrows say go back this way. And I gotta go through this stupid blue robot again. But yeah, coming into contact with an enemy is what will fill up your damage meter or your temperature gauge quickest. You gotta fly, even though I put it on infinite coolant or whatever, you gotta fly further, I think, on this stage than other stages. Before your coolant meter completely empties or whatever. No, I guess I cleared that round. And now we go to the final stage, I believe, which was Grace Under Pressure. They have stupid names for the areas that you go through. Yeah. There's Foscavo, Esperantia or something, Lof Nemarfi, Planet Zone Y Jonas. Weird. But yeah, look out for those arrows that say which way to go if you start getting lost. There will be these homing missiles that drop down from the roofs of the caverns here. And they will be worth a lot of points. They'll really make your score rise. We'll zip forward a little bit. Oh, look at my score just going crazy here. Yeah, this game is noisy, it's awful, it's very, very dull. I do not like it at all. Oh, and there's those guys again. I could have shot that big drone to destroy them all, but screw it. I want to just get out of this level as quickly as possible. Yeah, this game really, really sucks. I can't think of a Namco game remotely as bad as this. I mean, this is, to me, this is like pretty much unplayable, at least after a while. Fly up here, I guess. Stupid blue robot. Am I almost to the end? Yeah, get me out of this crappy level. Oh, this is like the final boss area here. You have to destroy this door, I guess. This sucks with all these enemies around, or these drones shooting at me. The crosshairs go crazy, and they don't land on what I need to destroy. And what you really need to destroy, I guess, are these little hatches with a little vertical slit or a horizontal slit on them. But my crosshairs are jumping all over the place. They won't sit still. This game sucks. There, I destroyed one of them. I can't remember if I have to destroy them all. I think you do. And then once you destroy this, or maybe this is a control panel, I'm not sure what the hell it is, but once you destroy all those, then I guess you have to shoot something enough. I don't know what the hell I had to do there, but once you destroy that panel or whatever that is, then you have to destroy this mech. And it's hard to get a shot on him sometimes with all these stupid drones shooting at you. I don't know where their boss was, or the big drone that I had to shoot, but screw it. Once you kill him, then I think you have to shoot another, or destroy another version of him. And then once you destroy that version, then it's the end. Yeah, now I have to destroy this version of him. I don't see how anybody could like this game. It's kind of reminiscent of another crappy game called Heavy Nova for the Sega Genesis, but this is actually much worse. I used to have Heavy Nova. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It had like a beat 'em up or a versus beat 'em up type part where you have to fight another robot, and it was so horribly clunky and awful. Well, there I defeated that robot or that giant mech, and then you have to play all the levels over. I think I heard that if you die when facing that giant robot at the very end, that you don't get to continue, that your game will be over. But you really probably shouldn't make it to that point. Just because this game sucks so hard, you should walk away. But you will have to play all the levels over again. Now it says round 5, but the rounds have the same name as the first time through. And again, round 1 is Middletown Dreams. We're going to scoot forward to me beating it the second time, and you'll get to see the ending. The first round was Middletown Dreams. The second round was Distant Early Warning. The third round was Subdivisions. And the fourth round was Grace Under Pressure. And again, those are all Rush songs. I don't think they were Rush albums. I think they were just Rush songs. But I don't know what they sound like. I don't remember hearing them before, just the more popular Rush songs. Well, if you are a Rush fan, maybe let me know if that's a good song, and I'll look it up. But now here is the ending, and it's got a lot of really bad English in it. What? What? Okay, I don't care. This game sucks. Sometimes English can help in the appeal of a game, but here it is just like, what in the hell? Looking our future in wealth and fame, we plunge into the war. I want to freeze this moment for a while than any food or beer. What in the actual hell? Well, that is quote-unquote finest hour by Namco in 1989. Just a horrible, horrible run-and-gun game. Just crappy. But yeah, even the bad English is not fun. It just leaves you going, what? Again, this was suggested by YouTube user Namcotenterprises, and I apologize for the lack of constant video updates, just because I had been recuperating from a bad sinus infection, which I think is gone now. I'm just trying to get my voice back a little bit, and I can actually taste food, which is nice. But also, I've been trying to get some money back from the Windows that I had installed recently. You can apply to get a rebate. It's $300-something bucks, so why not? But it's been kind of me having to jump through a lot of hoops and filling out a lot of paperwork and a bunch of other bullshit. So that's kind of kept my attention lately. But I've still got your requests, and if I do forget one, please feel free to let me know. I hope you enjoy the NBA playoffs, if that's your thing coming up. Imagine time when your finest hour. What? Was there more to this sentence? No, I guess not. Well, up yours, you stupid game. Yeah, if the NBA playoffs are your thing, well, they're continuing tomorrow. That's when my team is making their debut this year. The Portland Trailblazers. They take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that swept them in the regular season. I was not hoping that we would have to play them, but here we are. We're without our center Yusuf Nurkic. It's a big blow. Went down with an injury late this season, and he is not going to be back this year. But we'll see what happens. Even without him, the team was doing well late in the season, so who knows? But also coming up is the NFL draft. I'll be definitely looking forward to that. My team, the Buffalo Bills, have a lot of picks, so we'll see how they make use of them. They had a lot of cap space to use too, and they signed a lot of players. But this was Finest Hour by Namco in 1989. Definitely not their finest hour, their worst hour. This game is really awful. Special thanks to many test players. Well, they didn't do a very good job. They tested this crappy game and somehow gave it the green light. Well, fortunately, this was only released in Japan. I'll put in my initials again. I made it through all 8 stages. I think I deserve a badge or a medal for that. But that was Finest Hour by Namco in 1989. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching or putting up with Finest Hour by Namco in 1989. This is Crazy Climber 80, and I will see you later with another video. Hope you all have a great weekend, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.